Be me. Raised on posters of icons and pep talks from aunties, told I was brilliant sunshine with a scholarship smile. 13 shows up like a pop quiz. Eyes start following me down hallways. Not subtle. Felt like I discovered a secret button labeled Attention. High school becomes free upgrades. Boys carry backpacks like Sherpas. Girls whisper about me like I am a lottery ticket. Power tastes like the first sip of cola. Decide I will use it responsibly. Immediately, do not. Freshman year women's studies elective. Read essays about agency and solidarity. Teacher says equality is mutual respect and shared load. Brain hears choose yourself first and invoice later. Start calling my standards empowerment. Start calling my cruelty boundaries. Very convenient. Campus parties and the bright little app on my phone. Men become a carousel of flavors. Compare like a menu. This one is kind but short. This one is tall but fragile ego. This one plays guitar and no rent. I am a judge on a singing show no one asked me to host. Meet Noah in the least cinematic way possible. Print room at the student newspaper. Ink on his hands, quiet voice. Remembers my coffee order unprompted. Drives an elderly sedan that wheezes like a harmonica. Wears the same navy sweater like it is his support animal. Dependable the way stoplights are dependable. I tell myself this is feminist praxis. Stable partner while I keep my options flourishing. Placeholder until I climb to the summit of someone taller with a view. Noah opens doors and calendars. I open my group chat and do stand-up comedy. He thinks the outlet mall is luxury. He irons his shirt with a hair straightener. Crowd goes wild, wine glasses clink. Start coaching him like a bad life mentor. Be bolder. Ask for raises. Try shirts that make your shoulders look like shoulders. He tries. Late nights, new shoes, LinkedIn paragraphs. The more he performs for me, the more he becomes a mirror I avoid. Enter Marcus, 6'3" in event lighting. Internship becomes investment job becomes, I talk too loudly about valuations. Custom suit, slick hair, German luxury sedan that smells like money and citrus. Rooftop bars where the wind is more expensive than my rent. He orders wine by pointing at the second most costly line like a magician. Empowerment monologue loads in my head. I sit Noah down at his tiny table with the wobble. Tell him I need drive, movement, thunder. He listens like a lake. Quietly says, I have been trying because you asked. The sentence breaks me with a dull thud I refuse to feel. Wish him the best with a smile sharp enough to cut twine. Upgrade complete. Achievement unlocked. Boss music plays in my skull. Life with Marcus is a montage. Photos look like I live in a commercial. But he does not remember my coffee. He remembers his reflection. Reschedules dates the way people hit snooze when I ask what we are. He says, we are fun. I hear you are furniture that complements the rug. Bring up respect over dinner. He looks at me like a meeting he wants to leave. Says I bring too many questions. Says there are a dozen girls who bring fewer questions. Power button flickers. He stands. We are finished because my curiosity is bad for his calendar. The elevator door closes and I see myself in the gold paneling. The reflection does not clap. Backlash era begins. Music producer with a jacket that smells like fog machines. Cryptocurrency founder who treats promises like confetti. Wellness entrepreneur who sells water with adjectives. Weekend magic, then silence by Monday afternoon. Call it freedom to my friends. Call it loneliness to my bathroom mirror. Older brother dinner checkpoint. He forks his pasta and loads an honesty update. Why would the man you imagine choose you? Rude question disguised as mercy. I throw theory at him. Talk about worth, standards, the ladder we build together. He nods and asks again with softer eyes. What are you offering besides evaluation? Fork clinks like a gavel. Back on the apps. Inbox looks different now. Fewer tall photos with crisp collars. More hurried men with custody schedules. Young men who want night snacks, not morning plans. I tell myself strong women scare them. The ceiling fan whispers, or maybe you were unkind. World keeps moving without me asking. Friend group turns into rings, mortgages, car seats. The accountant I called safe now builds tree houses on weekends. Her laughter sounds rested. Mine sounds caffeinated. Then a fundraiser downtown. I am in black dress, confidence applied like mascara. Turn around and there is Noah. Not the old sweater version. Proper suit, steady shoulders, ease like a song that knows its chorus. Beside him, a woman with a calm smile and eyes that do not need filters. This is Leah, my partner, he says. Partner, not placeholder. The word lands like thunder without lightning. We small talk as if neither of us knows the ghosts in the room. I go home and commit a crime against dignity. Message him. Do you ever think about us? He replies the next day with weather report politeness. Hope you are well. Busy lately. Coffee, maybe sometime. Maybe sounds like a locked door. Coffee happens in a quiet place that used to feel like ours. I bring stories like bouquets of noise. He brings a centered silence and mentions wedding plans. I lean in, hand touching his like a memory. No one ever cared for me like you did, I say, voice dipped in nostalgia. For a second his face changes. Then it resets like a button on a router. He says the sentence that redecorates my skull. You had me when I was yours to have. I gave it all. You taught me it was not what you wanted. I will not betray her now. Sit there with a practiced smile while my stomach does cartwheels. The check arrives, and I pay it like a penance. Walk outside into daylight that refuses to dim for my feelings. Years fold like laundry. The timeline fills with other people's first steps and anniversaries. My apartment fills with plants that pretend to be company. I finally read those essays again. Realize the lesson was not demand upgrades like a tyrant. The lesson was build something where both climb without shoving. Stand at my window with a glass of store-brand courage. Scroll past Noah and Leah standing in a kitchen they painted together. He smiles the same, just lighter. She leans into him like a sentence with no spelling errors. I used to say I age like wine. Turns out, wine requires storage and patience. I left the cork on the counter and called it liberation. Empowerment was the banner. Compassion should have been the fabric. I wore the banner as a cape and forgot how to use my hands. Be me. Still me. Finally understand that equality is not a ladder I climb alone while kicking off the next rung. It is a bridge you build from both sides until you meet in the middle. Punchline arrives late like a bus in the rain. I thought I was auditioning for a throne. The role I needed was partner. The crowd I was playing to never bought tickets.